Lisbon has a charming culture and friendly people. The best way to get to know the picturesque city of the Seven Hills is to wander its winding streets, following your feet and slipping through the narrow alleys of historic neighborhoods like Alfama. Follow the sounds of fado and you might find an old tavern full of locals drinking the sweet, traditional liqueur ginginha. At mealtime, look for a tasca, a cheap restaurant serving home-cooked food. Prepare to be surprised by Lisbon. You never know what wonders you'll find around the corner. When most of Lisbon was shaken by the 1755 earthquake, the old Moorish quarter of Alfama remained standing, with winding, cobbled alleyways leading to cluttered pastel-colored houses. This is undoubtedly one of Lisbon's most charismatic neighborhoods. Melancholic fado, a Portuguese folk music, plays in the bars, and locals chat in front of old-guard grocery stores and taverns, with the castle looking down from above and the river stretching out below. Rising dramatically above Lisbon, these mid-11th century hilltop fortifications creep into almost every photograph of Lisbon. Walk along its winding walls and pine-shaded courtyards for superlative views across the city's red-tiled rooftops to the river. The smooth cobblestones have seen it all: Visigoths in the 5th century, Moors in the 9th century, Christians in the 12th century, royalty from the 14th to the 16th century, and convicts in every century. The Belém Tower is another UNESCO World Heritage Site due to its role in protecting Portugal's coastline during the Age of Discovery. Portraying a combination of Gothic and Manueline architecture, the Belém Tower attracts visitors for its appearance as well as its role in history. When King Manuel I wanted to shout about Portugal's colonial triumphs at the beginning of the 16th century, he gave the green light to build this monastery in a fantastic Manueline style. Now part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the monastery is a visual feast with intricate stonework, twisted arches and crooked towers in the cloisters and the rib-vaulted church where the navigator Vasco da Gama is buried. This former 17th century hunting lodge is located in the Benfica district. Italian Renaissance influences blend with Portuguese-inspired blue and white tiles throughout the palace and also in the extraordinary gardens. The official residence of the Marquis of Fronteira, who still live there, is one of the most unique and best preserved examples of Baroque architecture in Lisbon. An ornate entrance fountain, Persian carpets to walk on, globes and stucco work from the 18th century, as well as antiques and tiles from the 17th century. The Park of Nations is a redeveloped area on the Tagus River. Green spaces with public art connect striking contemporary buildings such as the Commons Theatre and the vast Lisbon Aquarium. close by are trendy waterfront restaurants and the glass-roofed Centro Vasco da Gama with shops and cinemas. Child-friendly exhibits draw families to the Knowledge Pavilion, while the cable car offers panoramic views of Lisbon. Housed in a lemon-fronted 17th century palace, the National Museum of Ancient Art features a star-studded collection of European and Asian paintings and decorative arts. Highlights include Nuno Gonçalves' naturalistic panels of St. Vincent, Durer's St. Jerome and Lucas Cranach's hunting salon, as well as period furniture such as King Afonso V's 1470 ceremonial armchair and elaborate lacquered wood, silver gilt and bronze on a late 16th century coffin. With its rolling mountains, dewy forests filled with ferns and lichens, exotic gardens and resplendent palaces, Sintra is like a page torn from a fairy tale. Sintra Villa is dotted with pastel-hued mansions folded into lush hills that slope down to the Atlantic. The Celts worshipped their moon god here. The Moors built a rugged castle and 18th century Portuguese royalty strolled through its dreamy gardens. It's an essential side trip from Lisbon, which many do in a day, but this can feel rushed and, if time is no object, there's more than enough appeal to trap you here for a few days. Built tall and mighty on the rubble of the 1755 earthquake, Baixa is Lisbon's riverfront gateway. Trams rumble, street musicians hold the crowds captive, and shoppers mill around old-world shops. The main thoroughfare, Rua Augusta, links the stately Praça do Comércio to Rocio, where you'll find a neighborhood vibe at closet-sized Gingina bars and street cafes. Tiles are a ubiquitous decoration throughout Lisbon and Portugal. They cover the facades and interiors of many houses in Lisbon and are even used as historical markers. The National Tile Museum, housed in a 16th century convent, has a permanent exhibition illustrating the heritage of these Portuguese tiles from the 16th century to the present. Pastéis de nata are the most famous pastries of Portugal, and the most famous in Lisbon are the pastéis de Belém and the huge queues of people that form when they come out of the oven. But the only thing you should know about this cake is that the warmer it is and the more powdered sugar and cinnamon it is sprinkled on, the tastier it is. The city's iconic wood-paneled tram 2080 runs a 7 km route traversing hairpin bends and steep inclines as it passes some of Lisbon's most beloved attractions. Originally commissioned in the 1930s, these classic remodelado trams were recruited for their ability to handle Lisbon's hilly terrain. Lisbon, a historic city full of stories to tell, where the sun shines 290 days a year and the temperature rarely drops below 15 degrees Celsius. A city where you feel safe wandering around day or night, where gastronomy is dedicated to creating more than 1,000 ways to cook the beloved bacalhau, and where you will find hotels and restaurants to suit all tastes, budgets and needs. It is a city full of authenticity where ancient customs and ancient history mix with cultural entertainment and high-tech innovation. Lisbon is ageless, but it loves company, as you will discover if you meet someone and ask them to explain to you where the best place is to eat a pan de nata or buy a tile. After all, Lisbon is famous for its hospitality and the familiar way it welcomes visitors.